Your Honor, the 20% discount and VAT exemption of the PWDs. It is under RA 7277, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for PWD, as amended by RA number 10754, otherwise known as an act expanding the benefits and privilege of PWD. Next slide, please. Uh, these RAs are regulated by RR number 5-2017 by the BAR and also amended by RR 9-2019. Next slide, please. Basically, Your Honor, the privilege and benefits of the PWDs are the 20% discount. It is net of VAT, Your Honor. Basically, you are gonna firstly deduct the VAT, then you are gonna deduct 20% for the privilege of the PWD. Next slide, please. Here, Your Honor, we have enumerated the benefits with the inclusions of the benefits, Your Honor, that the PWDs are entitled to. Firstly, the hotels and similar lodging establishments and the like, places of culture, leisure, and amusements, all drugstores regarding the purchase of generic and branded medicine and dental services, including diagnostics, laboratory fees, and professional fees of attending doctors, Your Honor. Um, Domestic air and sea transport, including land transport and similar infrastructure, funeral and burial services for the death of the PWD. Your Honor, this this lists are also provided in the law itself. So we can say that it is not a catch-all 20% on everything, but it is only based on these on the list provided in the law. Next slide, please. Under the same law, it is also provided a special 5% discount on. However, Your Honor, this 5% special discount has no VAT exemption to it. It is also provided in the law and the revenue regulations that the 5% special discounts are or without exemption from VAT. This 5% are usually seen in the grocery stores where a PWD or senior citizen has a discount of 65 pesos on its maximum grocery of 1,300 a week. However, Honor, recently the DTI has increased this amount to 125 pesos a week as a discount with the maximum 2,500 grocery purchase. Next slide, please. Your Honor, these are the basic necessities included in the 5% special discount. The rice, corn, bread. Actually, Your Honor, this is mainly the used for household food items, like for cooking, basic needs of any household. Next slide, please. Also, we have the prime commodities, the flour, the vinegar, toilet, fertilizer, pesticides, not just food, Your Honor, but also including fertilizers, pesticides, batteries, construction nails, plyboard, and the like. Next slide, please. The Filipino PWDs may, upon presentation of any of the following, may have the privilege or are entitled to the PWD discounts. Any ID or ID issued by the office, the PIDAO, or the Office of the Persons with Disability Affairs, or the City or Municipality Social Welfare and Development Office, the passport of the PWD concerned with apparent disability, and an ID issued by the NCDA, proving that such person is a PWD, Your Honor. Next slide, please. As mentioned a while ago, the PW discounts granted to the PWDs are not, or it's not solely borne by the establishment, but is also um um, is also deducted from the gross income of the establishment. Here, establishments granting sales and sales discounts to PWD on their sales of goods and service shall be entitled to deduct the sales discount from their gross income. Basically, when you prepare your income tax return, you include there the discounts given to PWD, and in turn, it is a deductible income to the gross of the establishment. Next slide, please. Conditions to avail sales discounts as deduction. The name of the PWD, the ID number, the total amount of the claim tax deduction net of VAT shall be included in the, as mentioned a while ago, shall be included in the gross sales receipt of the establishment. Okay na siguro. Next slide, please. Isa pa po. Here, there is we provided a simple computation for the VAT exemption and 20% discount. For example, the total amount of the purchased product is 1,120. You first deduct the VAT to get the net amount of the product. Then, after deducting the VAT, you you deduct the 20% discount to get the total amount due for the PWD. So here, 1,120 as the total amount, the less 120 pesos VAT. Then you again less the 200 pesos 20% sales discount to get the 800 pesos amount due to the PWD. Next slide, please. Your Honor, that's it for the presentation.
But do you have data, yung mga basics natin, like for example, how much, what is the total amount of the 20% discount have we given? Because this can be claimed as deductible, diba?
Yes,
so
Your
in
Honor.
other words, when you look at the financial statements of those who claim, you can see the deductible claim in those financial statements. How much are those in total?
Your Honor, Your Honor, there is in submitting a ITR or a return of an establishment, they don't actually specify the exemption given to the taxpayer. They only present it as a whole, Your Honor. So as of now, Your Honor,
As a whole as what?
the entire
Discounts?
deduction, the entire discounts given, not just to
What is the item when they what is the title of the item where they include the discounts?
Your Honor, it's under ordinary deduction, Your Honor.
Ordinary deduction. But is it hindi ba siya naka-breakdown, for example, discounts?
No, Your Honor, because of the
Go ahead, anyone who can answer from the BIR.
Senator from the DOF, the discounts are in lump sum. So we don't have specific data, for example, for PWDs, solo parents or senior citizens, sir. So sales discount availed of by the companies when they report it in the tax returns, sir, is in lump sum. And we don't have specific items for such PWDs, seniors, and solo parents, Senator.
But for purposes of analysis and of course we want to know if the discounts are the universe of the discounts and the
Yes.
discounts is being given to the different sectors. Do we have that amount?
Sir, currently, the DOF is working with third party companies, sir, to generate such data, sir, so that we may have a view of the estimates that may be given by the companies to the PWD solo parents and
Get estimates. Like for example, what we want is this is the amount of discounts, this is the number of PWDs.
yes.
Para makuta natin how
Yes,
much
sir.
is it the number of PWDs and the discount, is it aligned or is it consistent with the availment and
Yes,
the
sir.
number of
Sir,
PWDs?
sir, currently, we are just waiting for the clearance of the secretary to provide the committee the rough estimates, sir, for the discounts provided po, sir.
So wala ba kayong dala ngayon for our discussion?
We
Because
don't have
that's
any,
that's
sir. Yes,
that's the
sir.
bottom line here.
Yes, sir.
We
don't
want to
have-
know how much are we giving away in terms of discounts, and then we will dissect that from those that are legitimate and those that are not legitimate.
I will ask, sir, if they can provide me the data. I will immediately provide the committee, sir. However, it is subject to the clearance of the secretary, sir.
But you have that. It's already
Yes.
broken down.
Yes, sir. When we received your request, sir, we immediately investigated with the BIR if we have such data. However, upon checking the return, we don't have. And the next course of the department is to ask third party data, sir, to give an estimate on the revenue for the availed discounts, sir.
How about for the VAT?
Sir, it is the same, sir. In the VAT return for monthly and or quarterly, there is a separate line item that separate one line item that is entitled VAT exempt sales. So alongside with the transactions exempted under section 109, sir, PWD solo parent and seniors discount for VAT exempts are included in lump sum, sir.
How much is those in total? Is that divided also per sector?
No, sir. It is not divided per sector, sir.
But how much is that in total? Just to give us an idea. The VAT exemption. But the VAT exemption is not exactly attributed to those sectors, but it can be other things
Yes,
also.
it can be
Can
other
be also
things, sir.
medicine,
Yes.
like for example,
Yes, sir.
medicine.
All transactions under the 109, sir.
Correct.
Those exemptions. For the lump sum, sir, of the 109, for the VAT exempt. Sir, we will further check for the lump sum amount of the VAT exempt sales. However, for the specific discounts, VAT exempt discounts provided to PWDs in this case, we cannot provide, sir, since the companies are reported to the BIR lump sums. We cannot segregate it.
We have some internal estimates, but I'll show it later. No, it's just based on proxies that we use. On the other side, do you have any data on the leakage? For example, fake PWD IDs, and then the equivalent amount that was forgone because of that fake PWD IDs. Do you have that data?
Sir, as mentioned earlier, such data, sir, is subject for clearance by the secretary.
Can you get that clearance now before we end the
Yes,
hearing?
sir, I will ask.
Show it to us. Andyan na rin kasi. All you need to do is just clearance lang. So can you request so that we can complete the discussion today? Can you get the clearance?
Yes, sir.
So that before we end our discussion, we can, because that's the meat of the discussion right now, the foregone revenue and the leakages. Aren't the establishments required to submit reports? Here in the IRR, I saw this section 13. The records of sales of establishments claiming tax deductions must contain the name of the person with disability, his or her PWD identification card number, if applicable, and so on. Aren't they supposed to keep those records?
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, they are, Your Honor. However, these records, Your Honor, are not reviewed, not 100% reviewed, Your Honor, because we have the system of post audit, Your Honor, and not all establishments are being audited 100%. It is done by random, Your Honor. So when the examiners audit an establishment, yes, Your Honor, they check the records that they have, but because we do not audit 100% of the establishments, Your Honor. As of now, we don't have the data um to compound all the discounts of given by all establishments, Your Honor.
But you have data on the discounts given, albeit it's not disaggregated. You also have VAT exempt sales, although again it's not disaggregated
In a lump sum, Your
in a
Honor.
lump sum. But I think according to Attorney Edgar, they contracted a third party organization to disaggregate all of this information. All you need is a clearance, right?
Yes, sir. For the estimates of the discounts provided, sir.
Okay, just get their clearance. We'll go around the other resource persons first, because that's what we want to appreciate in today's hearing. The amount of discounts given, particularly to PWDs, and we disaggregate that to those that are coming from fake PWD IDs. Although we'll show you later on our estimate once we go around the table. We'll also hear from NCDC, the National Council on Disability Affairs, being one of the primary agencies tasked to overlook this activity. And we want to get some basic information from NCDC, especially on how this IDs, because the way we are operating right now is PWDs can avail of the discount once they present their IDs. No? But as we all know, the IDs are given by the different local government units, no? 1,600 plus different local government units across the country. And there's a process. They will show their medical certificate. And once the medical certificate is shown, they'll issue an ID. But to be honest about it, there are a lot of LGUs, or maybe all LGUs. Maybe later on we'll hear from Bacolod, who do not validate or do random validation or do not completely validate, or they just give the IDs based on the submission of the medical certificate. Ako, my experience, to be honest about it, may mga kaibigan ako na manginginom pero may PWD IDs. No? Gabi-gabi, inom ng inom, gabi-gabi, gimmick ng gimmick, pero may PWD ID. That goes to show that, and the PWD ID is authentic, no, issued by an LGU. But it goes to show that some LGUs do not validate the medical certificate, or some of them do random validation because of the volume. But it goes to show the loophole in our system. No? So we want to understand how we can plug that loophole, and with that we call on NCDA to give us their presentation and also give us their recommendations. So we call on the Executive Director, Ms. Glenda Relova.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. So we have a PowerPoint presentation submitted to the committee secretariat. Can we have it?
Comsec, can we flash the PowerPoint?
So just the background. So NCDA, we are the secretariat of the NCDA. However, NCDA is composed of the 13 government agencies plus 6 individual representative of organizations of persons with disability. So the 13 agencies are the agencies who has direct implementation of programs and services for persons with disability. So probably we can go straight right away to the process of getting the ID. Okay, so it's in slide number 9. So the NCDA mirrors the data coming from the Department of Health. So the Department of Health is the depository of the Philippine Registry of Persons with Disabilities. So currently we are now on the version 4. So the different version represents the different categories of persons with disability. So next slide, please. So for the 4th version, so these are the process of requirements in the issuance of persons with disability ID. So 2 1-by-1 recent ID pictures with the names and signatures or thumb mark at the back of the picture. 1 valid government ID, and for children with disability, school ID will be accepted. In the absence of school ID, a photocopy of birth certificate will be required. And then for guardians, if the children is with a guardian, so proof of guardianship and authorized representative notarized authorization letter. And then there's also a proof of residence, either a voter's ID, barangay certificate, or utility with exact name and addresses. So it is easier for Persons with Disability Affairs Office to issue ID when there's a medical diagnosis or when the disability is apparent. So, meaning nakikita natin yung disability nila. But for those non-apparent, dito po sila nahihirapan kasi minsan ang dala nilang diagnosis coming from a general practitioner. However, the medical diagnosis should be given by the specialist of that non-apparent disability. And those non-apparent disability are the following: deaf, hard of hearing disability, intellectual disability, learning disability, mental disability, psychosocial disability, non-apparent visual disability, non-apparent speech and language impairment, non-apparent cancer or survivor of cancer, and non-apparent rare diseases. So, mas madami po sila. Next slide, please. Now we go to the data. So on the slide, it is shown that the data collected by the NCDA as mirrored from the Department of Health. So makikita po natin dito, nung 2014, ang nasa registry lang po is 4,423. And then nung 2023 po, naging 570,707. And next slide po. So now in 2024, we have a total of 1,949,287 po as of December. So 1,658,578 are active, 290,709 are inactive. So how do we say inactive? So reported by the PDAO offices na wala na po yung persons with disability or nag-pass away na. Some of the IDs are expired, so tinatawag po silang inactive, and meron pong mga disability like yung stroke na nagkaroon sila ng disability but then recovered. So inactive na po to. And there was a time when the DOH offered for an online application for ID. Meron pong apply online but hindi po niya tinuloy. So wala pong na-prosper na ID and they were tagged as inactive po. So next slide, please. So on that slide po is the prevalence of type of disability as of December 3, 2024. So makikita po natin kung sino yung may pinakamalaking disability, which is yung physical disability po, followed by psychosocial disability. So 747,615 po yung may physical disability. Psychosocial is 273,097, and then followed by visual disability, and then the rest. We can give you the exact figures po. So I think this will be my last slide. So we submitted the position paper. So the NCDA recommended for the implementation of a unified ID systems for persons with disability with security features. And then currently, last November 28, we had the governing board's meeting of the NCDA, wherein the management of the PRPWD system from the Department of Health will now be transferred to NCDA. And then a dialogue with Meta regarding the proliferation or selling of fake IDs sa Facebook, and then the clear delineation of responsibilities for ID issuance, and then also collaboration with the Persons with Disability Affairs Office regarding the pending in the uploading of unencoded IDs. Because sometimes po, nare-refuse yung mga persons with disability na legitimate naman po na persons with disability because hindi po na-upload yung ID nila ng local government, sir. I think that is all about the slide of the NCDA. Thank you so much.
I have some questions, but I'll ask it after the next presenter. We'll call on DOH because the presentation of NCDA and DOH are quite related. So we'll go on with DOH first and will open the floor to some questions on this. So we call on DOH.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. In behalf of the Department of Health, we will present the Philippine Registry for Persons with Disability System. Okay, this is the version for as mentioned by Director Relova. This was signed, the administrative order was signed 2021. Next slide, please. Just to give you a little data, internationally from the World Health Organization, we have today 1.3 billion people have significant some form of disability, and saying that 1 in 6 of us has some form of disability identified. Next slide. In the Philippines, definitely from the Census of Population and Housing, every 10 years they conducted this one po. And last 2010, papindot lang po. Last 2010, papindot lang po. Okay, we have about 1.443 million persons, or 1.57% has some form of disability identified during the 2010 Census of Population and Housing from PSA. And also identified that a male has a ratio from 50.9% versus the females, which is a little bit higher lang po. Then the regional data from this survey, naunguna po ang Region 4A, and definitely the last one is CAR from the Cordillera Administrative Region. Next slide. And after 10 years, they also conducted again another census from a population and housing. And the result is based on the functional difficulty po, it's about 8.7% identified from this functionality po. Next slide. And in 2016 po, the Department of Health engaged with the Philippine Statistic Authority. This is also in collaboration with the National Council on Disability Affairs. And we call this survey the National Disability Prevalence Survey. We use the WHO tool to conduct this survey. And from this survey po, the result was there is a 12% has a severe disability, 47% has moderate disability, 23% has mild disability, and 19% has no disability at all. Next slide. And we developed this PRPWD based on the legal basis from these laws, the following laws: the 9442 amendment from the Magna Carta for Persons with Disabilities, the RA 10754, the Act expanding the benefits and privileges of persons with disabilities, the RA 11215, the National Integrated Cancer Control Act, and the RA 10747, the Rare Diseases Act of the Philippines. Next slide. And also, based from this law, the Department of Health issued an administrative order for implementation of this PRPWD in coordination with NCDA laws, administrative order po. Next slide. So the Philippine Registry for Persons with Disabilities is an online system for the registration of persons with disability and the issuance of the unique identification numbers for discounts and other benefits. And as I mentioned earlier, this was developed based from this Republic Act or laws po. Next slide. So it's also mentioned in the IRR of the RA 7277, that the Department of Health is to set up a national registration or reporting system for specific type of disabilities, and shall generate and assess database on the current status, needs, and circumstances of persons with disabilities in the country to provide an effective basis for a national health program plan for persons with disabilities. Next slide. So these are just the milestones, sir. We started 2009. And then some pilot testing to 2010 to 2011, and it technically start 2012 to 2013. And years po up to this year, we're conducting orientation and training, and as well as revision or updating the PRPWD system. Next slide. So these are the milestone. Next slide. Okay, next slide, please. So this is the last updated version. It means updated signed order po of the Department of Health for the implementation of this PRPWD. Although it's a numbering of 2013-005-B, but it was signed lately at last 2021. Next slide. And based from this version po, we have this form na pinifill upan po ng persons with disability. It can be filled up online, but not automatically saying pag na-fill up po nila to online is registered na po sila. This is the initial information for sa isang person with disability applying for person with disability ID po. So upon after completing the information online, they need to go to the office wherein they are the one issuing po officially ng person with disability ID po. So given this information, the upper part is the basic information from that person with disability po. And then the middle part is some of information about educational background, employment, and occupation. And the bottom of it is information from the local government units such as sino po ang nag-record, sino po ang physician na nagbigay ng certification, sino pong nag-encode sa system, and other information for the local government unit po. So next slide. And having that po, in the middle also, there are 10 types of disability identified based on the 2021 issuance. Just a random lang, sir. One is the deaf or hard of hearing. Next slide. We have the intellectual disability and learning disability. Next slide, please. The fourth is a mental disability. The fifth is the psychosocial disability. Next slide, please. Six is speech and language impairments. Next slide. Seven is visual disability. Eight is the physical disability, wherein the past version po that we have the orthopedic type of disability, but in this version po, it is part of the physical disability, orthopedic disability po. Next slide. Due to a law po, RA 11215, that cancer is considered po as persons with disabilities, whether you're a survivor or persons having that cancer or living with cancer po. Next slide. Lastly is the rare diseases by virtue po ng law, RA 10747. It means that meron pong official listing po ng mga diagnosis to na masasabi na sila po ay under ng rare diseases po. And this is in collaboration po ng Department of Health with UPNIH. And may in-issue po ang Department of Health what are those diagnoses under rare diseases po. But still, it says based from this law, they are considered persons with disabilities. Next slide. This is just showing you the person PWD-ID po issuances. This PWD-ID po mga guidelines, this is in collaboration with NCDA. Kaya po itong ruling po na to or guidelines, this is based from the National Council on Disability Affairs AO po on how to avail a person with disability ID. So next slide. Meron po new applicant and for the ID renewal. We're showing it to you that this is part na po ng system or process kasi po once na nag-apply po sila ng PWD ID sa local government unit, definitely pag nabigyan po sila ng ID, it means na they are considered already a person with disability. But the information must be encoded to the system of the Department of Health po to officially registered in the system. Next slide. So this is just also based from the NCDA guidelines, a certification that can be used by our physicians or specialists for apparent and unapparent disability, as already mentioned by Edie Relova a while ago. Next slide, please. Next slide. So this is the sample of person with disability numbering po just to locate in the system po ng DOH. So meron po tayong region, province, municipality code, and the 7 sequential code. So in the system po, automatically sa local government unit, naka-flash na po doon yung region, province, and municipality. Sa barangay po, wala because wala pong issuance tayo sa barangay. And the sequential, 7-digit sequential number coding po, this is how in per locality po na nag-i-issue, per city na nag-i-issue ng PWD ID, malalaman po natin by the numbering po. So kung 2,000 na, it be reflected na 2,000 na po ang kanilang nabibigyan po ng person with disability ID, provided po na ito po ay ini-encode sa system. So kung iba po na nabibigyan ng PWD ID sa locality, pero hindi po nila na-encode sa system, definitely po hindi siya mako-cover dun sa counting po natin as registered na sinasabi po natin sa person with disability. In line also with the PhilHealth 1228 po, which is a PhilHealth mandatory coverage for persons with disabilities din po. Next slide. Just a screenshots lang po. Next slide po. Just a screenshots po ng to verify po kung yung hawak po ng ID ng isang person with disability ID ay really official po siya. So it means na binigay po yun ng local government unit kasi na-encode po sa system po natin. So definitely meron po verification code doon. It means dapat po i-encode yun sa system yung ID number na nakalagay po sa kanyang ID. So kapag nag-reflect po yun, it means na registered siya. Pero pag hindi, most likely po dapat that person must go back to the local government unit kung sino po nag-issue to verify po kung na-encode po siya sa system. Next slide. So this is also in line with PhilHealth as mentioned po kasi dun sa RA 11228 din po, the PhilHealth mandatory coverage for all persons with disabilities na kapag nakalagay po doon kapag registered po at makita yung pangalan niya sa system ng DOH, that will be qualified po dun sa sinasabi na batas po na yun sa RA 11228. So meron din pong way po ang PhilHealth. So ang DOH and PhilHealth po ay nag-usap din po para po meron access po sila to check, verify if that person is really a person with disability po. Next slide. Then this is only showing you this is how it looks like in the system kapag binuksan po ng isang encoder or official po sa local government unit in having that online registration po ng isang applying for persons with disability ID. Next slide. So this batch uploading, it means kasi isa pong nagiging problem din po na clamor din po sa LGUs na syempre po marami silang ginagawa. So hindi po nila automatically ma-encode sa system yung information na binigyan po nila na ito ng PWD-ID. So the DOH po develop po batch uploading. So it means kung naipon po sa kanila, halimbawa 20 persons na hindi po na-encode in a day, so given this batch uploading, sa isahan lang po itatype po na lahat, then isa lang po ang sending down din po yun sa system po. So next slide. So this is just initial, a sample na makakuha po natin na data. In addition, kanina kay Ida Relova po, as of November 9, we can get the report based from the region, per region, and then anong total po niya per region. So as mentioned kanina, may active and inactive files. So ang active po talagang yung valid pa po yung ID niya kasi right now we have until 5 years po until ma-renew po ang isang ID. So yung inactive, as mentioned already kanina po ni Ida Relova, the reasons for the inactive numbers. So as of November 9 po, we have about around 1.8 million registered persons with disability in the system. Next slide. Next slide. So makukuha din po natin reports na based from the 10 types of disability and according to their age po siya, may extract din po yun sa system. And other also information that we can ask din po, may extract din po yun sa system po. This is only some sample of report po that we can get from the system. Next slide. So the next steps are related to this registry po ng person with disability. Right now, we have ongoing enhancement on the type of disabilities. As we've mentioned, we have 10 right now signed. But every now and then po, kasi since this system started po, we revisited po already 4 times na po. And this is the 5th time that we're revisiting the categories of disabilities. And soon, masign po sana siya before end of the year po. And then having that po, we need to we need also to update yung system po based kapag na-sign na po yung new category. So this field area po ang need to be updated sa new system po by next year. And then I already also explained about the health membership database integration so that is easier po to check ng PhilHealth if these are persons with disability po registered in the system. And lastly is the transfer of the Department of Health of the system to a National Council on Disability Affairs Office. And with that po, thank you so much and good morning po.
Thank you for that. We'll go to the process one by one. I'll break it down. I want to talk about the disability itself and the different categories of disability. I think that's for the Committee on Health to determine whether the disability is in line with the definition in the law. And we'll leave that to the Committee on Health to determine. But we'll talk about the process, no? Because what this committee is concerned about is the leakages that is happening. So, and how do we plug the leakages? Because the leakages have impact to businesses because they have to shell out a portion of that foregone revenue, and also to government itself, no, because of the VAT exemption as well as the deductibility. So I'll go to slide 23 of your presentation, Ms. Raimundo. I saw in your presentation that to apply, you have to present the certificate of disability for apparent and non-apparent. This certificate is doctor certificate. Tama po ba?
Yes, sir.
Can you show
Doctor
slide 23,
certificate.
ComSec? So, well, yeah, the slide before that. There, the certificate of disability for apparent and non-apparent. This is doctor certificate, I would assume.
Yes, sir.
And are LGUs mandated to validate the certificate? Are they mandated to, let's say, call the doctor or do random checking? Because nung congressman ako, I've also, I don't know with Mayor Albi, but when I was a congressman and we normally give out financial assistance, we also detected fake doctor certificate in order for them to get government assistance. In fact, that was rampant in our city for a while, no, until we filed cases. But are LGUs mandated to validate those doctor certificate under the IRR or under your guidelines?
Sir, the said guidelines, sir, is under the NCDA AO because the DOH and NCDA collaborate po with this system. However, sir, kaya yung recently, sir, na issuance namin ng version 4 sign 2021 to check then and also help the local government unit if the certification on disability is real. Meron po dun sa system kanina na dapat i-encode doon kung sino yung physician po na nag-certify dun sa taong po na yun para po ma-check din po definitely ng LGUs po kung official din po or I mean, it's really yung certification is coming from the specialist or from the doctor din po that really certifying that person has some form of disability, sir.
CDA is your executive director. Are LGUs mandated to validate, or is that's their own volition to validate?
It's the prerogative, sir, of the LGU. However, the NCDA is regularly conducting capacity building with the Persons with Disability Affairs Office regarding the validation and assessment of the application of persons with disability ID, sir.
So they're not, in other words, it's the LGU's own initiative to
Yes, sir.
validate.
Yes, sir.
Especially when they detect fraud, no, on the
Yes.
ground. So they validate. Next is itong issuing office, they have to upload, check and or verify, correct? In that process that itong slide na ito.
Yes, sir. As much as possible, we encourage po the LGUs na binibigyan po nila ng PWD ID, yung information po must be encoded in the system.
Correct. So they need to upload those information. And how many LGUs are uploading on a regular basis? Anyone? DOH or NCDA? Do you have that data? Are all LGUs? We have 1,600 LGUs.
We have at least more than 1,400. There are less than 200 who haven't uploaded yet.
So there are 200 LGUs who do not upload at all.
Yes, sir. That's why we gave them computers because before they're saying that wala daw po silang equipment to upload the system. So that's why the NCDA took the initiative of giving one computer each municipality. So kita nyo po, noong 2023, ang baba ng data ngayon po, wala pang 1 million, ngayon po, nag-shoot up na po. So, meron pa po kami i-distribute ng mga 170 computers pa.
Okay, you distributed the computers to the different PDAO office.
Yes, sir.
So that they can upload. But in your data, first, is there a mandate for them to upload how often? Monthly?
Yes, sir. We push them to upload immediately once po na nag-apply po yung ating persons with disabilities.
But the uploading, I saw kanina, it's not in real time, correct? It's uploaded in batches.
Yes, sir. Kasi ang common pong complaints na nakukuha po namin sa mga PDAO offices is offline lagi yung system or mahina po yung internet nila kaya po hindi sila maka-upload, sir.
Can we flash slide 33? Seems to me that this yung flash slide 33. Seems to me that the uploading is done in Excel. Tama ba? Can you use the Attorney Lava? Go ahead, don't so that we can record everything.
Bali po ang uploading po nila sir, naka-master list po siya. Ang tawag po nila before, it's a master list. Yun po yung list ng lahat ng na-issue ng ID. So from that master list po, yun po yung ina-upload nila to the Philippine Register for Persons with Disabilities.
But in the age of cloud computing, hindi ba natin magawa to real time? When you input the name, input the disability, input all the information, automatic na siya rather than per batch. But right now with cell phone, right now when you know everything is done cloud nowadays. I'm sure Mayor Alvi can share. He's a techie as well. When you open, let's say, an account with Shopee, no? Platinum member kasi ako ng Shopee, no? So kaya Shopee ginagamit ko para automatically it uploads all your information, diba? And it updates all your information in real time. My point of the matter is this type of batch uploading, siguro 1990s pa ginagawa to. Yeah, but don't we have any form of real-time cloud uploading so that we can have those information in real time? Because ito obviously hindi siya real time, correct? Attorney Yustam.
As of the moment, sir, wala pa po talaga yan. Yung batch uploading nga po, medyo nahihirapan din yung mga LGUs to do it. Kaya ang nangyayari po talaga, manual po talaga. Manual yung pag-encode nila to PRPWD po.
I think we should, this is one of the loopholes nakita ko because it's manual and we're reliant on kung masipag si PDAO officer or hindi busy si PDAO officer. And I understand not all the LGUs have PDAO offices. No, how many LGUs do not have PDAO offices yet?
400. We have 400 yung talagang designated as PDAO, but some of them are just focal lang po.
Focal person lang.
Yeah.
But in the law, office or focal person, depending on the size.
It should be depending on the classification of the municipality, sir, but it is highly recommended that it should be an office.
Okay, so how many LGUs do not have PDAO offices?
1,178, sir, ang wala pong PDAO offices.
Ilan?
1,178, sir.
1,000?
178. Opo.
Ang
So
dami.
meron po sila focal lang po.
Focal person.
Focal person.
So there's only one person, in other
Yes, sir.
words.
Yes.
As opposed to an office where you have assistants and all of those. No?
Yes, sir.
So that's also another problem.
Yes,
Because
sir.
there's no dedicated office that will do all the paperwork to validate, to compile the records, and let alone to upload the information.
Yes, sir. That's why po pinaprompt din po ni Secretary Rex na to include it in the seal of local governance to encourage LGU to really put up PDAO offices, sir.
But in the law, it's mandated. It's not encouraged, correct?
Yes, sir.
So
yeah, first to third class
correct.
municipalities.
First to third class, mandated sila.
Yes,
Diba? And then fourth and fifth class, they can assign a focal office. So maraming LGUs are not compliant.
Yes,
To
sir.
the law.
Opo.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you should talk to DILG and come up with a joint circular to, I think that will change a lot of things on the ground because let's face it, ang buhay natin nasa LGU eh.
Governing boards meeting, we always ask the representative from the DILG to issue corresponding memorandum po regarding that.
Have you issued any joint circular with DILG and the SWD?
There was one memorandum issued this year, but strengthening lang po, hindi talaga yung mandating the LGU to really comply. So probably, sir, in the next governing board's meeting, we will.
From a policy standpoint, is DILG part of NCDA as a member?
Yes, sir.
So can you, from a
Yes, sir.
policy standpoint, I suggest you issue a joint circular to mandate the LGUs to already set up their own PDAO offices.
Yes,
rather
sir.
than a focal person kasi can have multiple jobs. Some focal persons will have 2 jobs or 3 jobs. Hindi yan yung full-time na PDAO lang. Minsan, sports siya and then focal person ng persons with disability. So maybe it's about time to already come up with the dedicated offices in LGUs because that's what the law prescribes.
We appreciate the recommendation and we will do that, sir. And actually, sir, most of the focal yun ding MSWDO, sir. Kaya talagang hindi na
Correct.
tututukan ang issues and concerns ng persons with disability kasi heavily loaded na po ang ating mga MSWDOs.
Yeah. Normally, it's concurrent yan with the social services head and the PDAO head. So I can see that there's some policy gaps in terms of creating the infrastructure in the local government unit, as well as processes, meaning validation of the local government units, and also using technology. Kasi right now, it's really this type of uploading. High school pa yata ako, ganun na yung proseso. No? So I think you should start using real-time cloud-based uploading of information. The reason why I say that, because this information can be open to the public. And later on, we'll ask Bacolod to demonstrate to us. Because if this information is available to the public, the restaurants, the hotels, the establishment can just go to that registry and look at and validate whether this person is legitimate or not. Is the registry open to the public? Itong registry? So meaning if a restaurant wants to check the name of the person, lalabas siya sa registry?
Based dun sa PRPWD as of the moment, sir, lumalabas naman, sir, pero minsan po nagkaka-error. Kasi dun sa geographical tagging po ata, if I'm not mistaken, Ma'am Tina, no? Nagkaka-error tayo dun sa parang encoding ng iba. Kaya pag nag-search sila dun sa PRPWD, nag-error. Kaya po, nire-refer talaga namin, balik talaga yung verification to LGUs.
That's another problem because the database is not only updated, it's also not functioning properly.
Opo, kasi parang
it's always offline.
May mga complaints po kami nare-receive po talaga na pag verify na nila dun sa PRPWD, nag-error po talaga. So, minsan po, hindi na po sila na, parang sinasabihan nila na hindi na daw po yung persons with disability yon kasi wala dun sa PRPWD. But pag nagre-refer naman po kami, sabi namin, please go back to the issuing authority para ma-verify.
Yeah, but if you have 1,600 LGUs, you cannot ask the restaurants to call the different. Yung nakita namin from Davao, from Valenzuela, alangan tatawag pa siya sa Valenzuela, hanapin niya. But it's not practical. Not practical. So there's a big problem with the database and the registry. I suggest you fix that. And talking about the registry and database, we request Bacolod City because earlier Mayor Albi was demonstrating to us how they use technology in order to prevent all of these things from happening. So we call on Mayor Albi to share us your thoughts, and later, if you have the video, we can show the video.
Sige, Mr. Chair. Your Honor, I will not elaborate anymore in the leakages brought about by these small fake PWD IDs, but hearing from the earlier presentation, we have about 1.7 million PWD cards issued, and there was a presentation about 400 pesos per transaction of 1,200 product valuation. So if you multiply that, that's easily going to be between 30 to 50 billion on a yearly basis that this PWD sector enjoy. And so if there is like mga 10-20%, you're really looking at 1 billion pesos being wasted because of this mga fake IDs. So what Bacolod did was we found a way where restaurants and establishments can validate whether the ID is real or not. So as you can see, all our PWD IDs now bear a QR code. So the QR code, the same information that you see in the ID, when a business establishment will scan this QR code, it will appear. So they can easily validate whether the ID is real or not. So anybody with a smartphone, any restaurant, any hotel, any pharmacy gets a smartphone, scans the QR code, and then it will come out if the data sa ID matches dun sa virtual ID na lalabas. And this is easily done, Your Honor, because the data is actually stored in the cloud. So cloud-based siya. So anytime the restaurant owner or the establishment will scan it, they can easily get the information. So we have done this, and it has been received very well by our business community. And I think we have a slide on, we have a video on the sentiments of what they did. So this system has worked very well. And in fact, we expanded this to our senior citizen, our solo parent, and even our business permits. No? Because the general public can easily validate those documentation if it's real or not by just scanning that. So even business permit, pag nag-scan sila, nakikita nila, oh, valid to o hindi. So this will really protect us from and ascertain the validity of those IDs. And next na lang, of course, is the validity of the PWD. So we are also creating a QR code dun sa mga health certificates coming from our city health to ensure na yung certificate came from a legitimate source. So all of this is actually a system that the QR code easily can validate all of this information. And QR code is very simple na ngayon, di ba? You don't really have to spend that much. It's just really a software that can generate. And since you will print the card, pwede mo na isama yun sa printing. So wala masyadong cost implications sa mga LGUs. But we have a video so that you can see how it was received in our city.
Sige, let's play the video, Comsec.
As you can see, yan po. That's the ID, and then if you scan it, the one on the right is what comes out in the smartphone. Ako na yan,
Okay,
but it's really more of a business establishment. It is
but this is only for Bacolod City.
For Bacolod City, which is why you will also hear sa interview the head of mga entrepreneurs was saying they cannot validate the one coming from outside. Right? So they're again forced to, alam mo naman mga restaurants, they really sympathize with this PWD. So instead of really checking on them or making sure na ano sila, sabihin na, sige na lang. Di ba? Kasi may human may human factor involved. So ang tendency nila, tatanggapin na nila yan.
If someone from Bacolod eats in Manila in a restaurant, that restaurant can do
the same thing because we're cloud-based.
Okay. So anywhere outside of Bacolod, they can validate it.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why like here, this one, we just tested this.
Yes.
They scanned it just today, and then it comes out. The information comes out. So if they will scan this QR code and put it in a fake ID, pag scan ng business establishment, makikita nila that the data doesn't match. The information doesn't match. And so makikita nila, fake to. Although legitimate yung QR code, pero yung information attached to it, hindi tama.
You also mentioned that you can validate the doctor certificate.
Yes. So in other words, of course, that's already internal. No, the certificate is attached to us so that to make sure that if we look at the database involving this particular QR code, nandun lahat ng mga information.
Maybe
we do that.
Can Bacolod donate it to DSWD?
You know, it's very
For
simple.
NCDA.
You don't really need because it's really just a QR code generator. And then you just need a database, cloud-based, and yun.
Can you, Executive Director, baka pumunta na lang kayo Bacolod, kopyahin nyo na lang and
Yes,
gayahin
sir.
na lang natin.
We're
We
more than
will
I mean, this
benchmark.
is
we're more than happy. We have our IT head here and our DSSD department head also. Both of them who have been pioneers in this, and they have really been well received in our city. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't show the video for the testimonies of our constituents. But it's working very, very well.
Yeah, I think we can. Comsec, are we okay with the video? There, it's working na.
Wala lang audio.
Then naka-mute eh. Can you I saw the
Yan yung dati. As you can see, it's so easy to be fake. But basically happy sila. And when we transitioned from our old PWD card to the new ones, syempre noong una, daming nagreklamo. But what we did, we made it easier for them to migrate to the new ID system by offering satellite office. In fact, some of this, we went to their barangays to be able to issue their IDs para hindi sila mahirapan. So ngayon, all restaurants and establishments namin, they do the scanning is mga QR code.